Okay, so we guess we're going to try this a second time. This is the envelope that is the pattern for the final project that we're going to be making. And as you can tell, there are different views. You can see, while there's sort of the same basic design, there are options there, whether you can have a stand-up collar or a hood, whether it's a quarter zip or a full zip. And you can do any of the views that you want. The basic body is made the same of it. But I don't care which one of the views you make. You can do the quarter zip, you can do the full zip. And you want to buy fleece, which fleece or sweatshirt fabric. You don't want to buy anything else. I have students ask about buying other kinds of fabric besides, fleece. And for this project and for the sewing level that you're at, buying fleece or buying sweatshirt fabric is a much better option for you than getting too experimental and doing something else. The pattern has more than one size in the envelope, and MSU supplies this pattern for you. You don't have to buy this pattern. I get them in bulk, so that we have them. And so the first thing is for you to kind of look and see, gosh, this is the one that I want to make. And so we're going to say, for our purposes, that I'm going to do C. I like C. It's a full zip. It's got a hood on it. Very traditional that way. We're going to do E. Okay, let's do E. So on the back of the pattern envelope, and like I said, I also am taking photos of these for you. Up here on the pattern envelope flap is some sizing information if you're not sure what size to make. These jackets, because we've made them before, I can tell you they are fairly loose fitting. They fit like if you would buy a hoodie. They're not like that snugger fit leisure wear. So you can kind of decide, what size that you want to make. And then on the back of this envelope, we have other information. So there is basically a chart here. If you look, if I want to make jacket E and make it in an extra large, I either need 2 7/8 or 2 1/8 yards of fabric, depending on which width it is, and it shows for both widths. The store probably is selling 45-inch wide fabric. That is standard, but you can check. It'll be written on the bolt. And if you're not sure, like if it says 2 7/8 and you want to buy 3 yards, it's fine. I do that all the time. I will round up just because it's easier for me to do. But it's just a chart where you go down to the view that you want and go across to the size, and it tells you how much yardage to buy. So you can look at the view that you want and the size that you're wanting to make and know how many yards. You also need to make sure that you buy a zipper. The 28-inch separating zipper or the 24-inch separating zipper, depending on your view, or on the one that's a quarter zip, it's a 9-inch zipper. Make sure that you get a separating zipper. Separating zipper means that it comes apart at the bottom like you would use for a jacket. Make sure that that's what you buy. If you're doing the full zips, I don't think the Walmart in Moorhead even carries these zippers. So make sure that you go ahead and get the zipper that you want. It's very important. As far as thread goes, we have plenty of thread in the shop and Velcro if you want it. The zipper is the main thing that we do not have that you're going to still need to buy. Here's another thing. Let's say that if I got this jacket, and let's say that I want to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get 3 yards of fabric just to make sure. But we're going to go back and look at this, and I'm like, oh, well, what would be really cool is that I want them out of 2 different fabrics. There's a seam here, and what if I made the sleeves a different fabric from the body? You can do that. And the best way to do that is if I'm going to get 3 yards, is to get 1.5 yards of each one of the prints that I want to make. And once we get in class and you start to lay out the pattern, you can figure out which pieces go where. But you're allowed to do that if you want. If you want to make it out of more than one print, or a print in a solid, maybe you can just take, and this doesn't work for every pattern in the universe, but it will work for this one. You can take the amount of fabric that you need to buy and split it in half and buy half and half, and that will also work for what you need. So hopefully this helped explain to you this final project supplies. Like I said, I'm going to drop this in the discussion board, so if you have questions, you can ask then, or if you get into the fabric store and get confused, I will also make sure my phone number is there. See you all soon.